YouTube, welcome back to my channel. We're back in my kitchen and today me and my daughter Katie are going to be showing you guys how to make some delicious salmon kebabs, okay? I have here about 1.5 pounds of salmon with the skin still on it, which we'll get to because we're going to have to take that off, okay? Then I've got some kosher salt. This is fresh rosemary here, okay? I've got 2 tablespoons of extra virgin olive oil, 1/4 teaspoon of coarse black pepper, 1/4 teaspoon of ground paprika. You can use smoked if you want, this is just regular. I've got 3 ground cloves of fresh garlic, 1/4 teaspoon of cayenne pepper, 1/2 teaspoon of parsley, and then I've got 1/4 teaspoon of thyme, okay? And then a whole lemon that we'll squeeze in later on, okay? First, what you're gonna do is you're gonna take the skin off of your salmon, okay? You can leave it on if you want. I prefer it off, okay? Because we are gonna be putting them on kebabs. First thing you're gonna do is go around your salmon to find the piece that has the most that you're able to get your knife under, okay? And then you're just gonna carefully start, and you're pulling at the same time, okay? You're just gradually, you're not actually cutting into the fish, okay? You don't want to cut into it. You're just pulling it back and giving make sure your knife is nice and sharpened, okay? Because this won't work if it's not, okay? Because you want to try to pull off the least amount of salmon onto the skin as possible, because you want to have all that salmon on there, okay? You're going to get a little bit on there, that's fine, okay? You're going to continue to do this until we finish taking all the skin off. Alright, so now that you've already taken off all the skin, you can do like a short little cleanup. You just want to make sure you have all the skin off the bottom, okay? Because this is the way that I'll make them. Then you're going to cut your pieces into about a 1.5 inch strips, just like so, okay? You want to make sure that they're all even so that they all cook evenly, okay? This will make about 4 strips. Again, this is about a little over 1 pound, almost 1.5 pounds, not quite. Okay, you're gonna cut them into strips, just like this, okay? Then, once you do that, you're gonna be able to cut these pieces, each strip about this big, you'll be able to cut into 4 slices, okay? 4 cubes, okay? Just like that. Place them in the bowl so they can get ready for our marinade. And remember guys, salmon is a very delicate fish, okay? So don't try to be too rough with it, because you'll have a mess, okay? Make sure you have a pretty sharp knife that's going to cut all the way through. So when you're separating your pieces, make sure before you start to pull away that it's actually cut all the way through, okay? Okay, now that we have all of our salmon cut into our little cubes that we wanted, we're gonna go ahead and start adding in all of our spices that we spoke about. And remember, everything that I'm putting in here is gonna be in the description box below. Okay, Katie, go ahead and start putting in all the seasonings. Okay guys, now that we have all of our seasonings in, you need to make sure that whatever you're using to stir this up is not going to tear the salmon, okay? Because I already told you that this is a pretty delicate fish. So you're just gonna come in with something like this, and you're gonna mix everything in together. Once this is done, you can cover this with some saran wrap, foil, put it in a baggie, whatever it is that makes it easier for you. And you're gonna put this in the refrigerator. You're gonna let this marinate for at least 30 minutes. Now that our fish is marinating, we're gonna go ahead and chop up our vegetables for our kebabs. So here I have a yellow onion. You can use purple or white, it's up to you. This is just what I chose to use for this particular recipe. So I have 1 whole onion and 1 whole bell pepper. And remember, when you're cutting these vegetables, you want to make sure that they're all about the same size so that they go on the kebabs correctly. So first, you're going to de-seed this, okay? You're going to cut them in, not too big, but pretty big pieces, okay? Pretty big slice, like so, okay? Then you'll go ahead and cut this. And if you can see the pattern of these, they look like little cups. Okay, we're gonna use that as our guide. You can just cut the pieces just like that. Okay. Okay, just cut out any existing seed pieces that you have. Just put those to the side. They'll look something like this. We'll wash these before we put them on our kebab again, even though we washed the outside. You want to go ahead and wash them again. Same thing with this piece here. You can still see the grooves, so you're just going to follow that, okay? All right, and then you'll just set this aside, and then you'll start with your onion, okay? Same thing with the onion. First thing you're gonna do is you're gonna cut off the end, set that aside. You're gonna come in with a pretty big slice, okay, just like that. Set your onion down flat, cut it 1 time like this, and then you'll go ahead and start cutting it just like that, okay? Because you want the pieces to be on the bigger side, because remember, when you stick this on the kebab, if it's too small, you're not going to be able to skewer it through, okay? And it also cooks down as it's cooking as well, okay? So you'll just cut all these the same, break them apart, and you can put them all in the bowl for our salt and pepper. And you're just going to add a little bit of salt, okay? And a little bit of pepper to taste, okay? And then you can just let this sit like this. We'll mix it up because we're going to add some lime juice to it right before we put our kebabs together. Alright guys, now I'm going to show you guys how to make a delicious sauce for your salmon kebabs. Here I have about 1/2 of a large avocado. Okay, you're just going to put that into either a food processor or a blender, whatever is easier for you. Okay. You're just going to put everything in there. Here I've got about, I would say about 1/3 cup of cilantro. You don't have to chop it, you just cut it off and make sure you wash it. Okay. Then I've got a whole lime that I'm going to squeeze into this. Okay. I've got about maybe 1/4 teaspoon of salt and just a dash of black pepper that I'm going to add to this. Okay, and you're going to mix all this up. Now that you see that it's starting to look like this is whenever you're going to add about 1 tablespoon of olive oil. Alright guys, now that I have the consistency that I wanted, you can go ahead and pour it into the bowl. The only thing that I did that you guys probably did not see was I added about 4 to 5 tablespoons of water, okay? That's just to get that sauciness, okay? Then you can just pour it into a bowl. This is the consistency that you're gonna wanna see. Can you see? This is what y'all gonna wanna see. It's kind of thick, but not too thick. It's pourable, okay? And this goes great with the salmon kebabs. All right, so now that we have got all of our steps done, now we're gonna go ahead and make our kebabs. So I will let you in on one little thing that I did right after I took them out. They've been sitting like this for about 10 minutes or so. I did add a few sprigs of rosemary, fresh rosemary, okay? And then I just kind of gave it a little stir and let it sit there for about 10 minutes. Now we're gonna put them all together. First, you're gonna get an onion and a bell pepper. Just put those through like so, okay? To make sure that your salmon don't slide off, okay? And then gently, you're gonna wanna do this long ways, okay? You don't wanna do it where it's too heavy, okay? On the sides, if you do it like this, the long way, it's too heavy and your salmon will probably break. Okay, so you're going to do it long ways just like this. Make sure you're pretty good in the middle, okay? Just like that, okay? And then you're just gonna keep doing that until you finish making your kebabs, okay? And on the vegetables, guys, you can put something else if you would like. This is just what I put on mine. You can always change it up. You can put shrimp with them if you want, sausage, whatever you want. All right, now that you have your hot plate heated up, I've got mine at about 325. Remember, salmon cooks really fast. All I've done here is get a napkin. I'll put a little bit of olive oil on it. I'm just gonna move that around because remember, we already put olive oil on them. This is just to try to prevent them from sticking, even though that's a non-stick surface, okay? And you're just gonna gently lay your kebabs on the grill just like that, okay? We're gonna let these cook for about 2 minutes on each side, okay? The salmon does cook pretty quick. All right, guys, our kebabs are now done, okay? So we're gonna go ahead and remove them from the heat, gently. The smell smells so good, guys, with all these different seasonings, and then that rosemary just gave it that little kick, okay? Now I'm gonna plate them. All right, guys, so now we have finished all of our kebabs. Now I'm gonna show you how we plate them, okay? You're gonna take your little sauce that we made. Doesn't that look yummy? Okay, you can use a spoon, a fork, whatever suits you best, okay? And then you're just gonna drizzle a little bit, just like that, onto your plate to place your kebab on. And you're gonna gently grab your kebab, place it on top of your sauce, and then I've got a lime here that you can squeeze onto it before you eat it. How does that look? If you want, you can come in and put more sauce on top. It's up to you. Now remember, we did put some cayenne pepper, so it is a little bit on the heated side, but it's not too spicy. It's just a little bit of a kick. That's about it. All right, guys, so I hope you enjoyed the vlog today. Make sure you try out this recipe. It's super delicious, super healthy for all you guys that are trying to get fit for this new year. This will get you there, okay? Full of proteins, lots of omega-3. Give it a try, and if you do, make sure you leave some comments in the comment section below. Everything I put in and on this is gonna be in my description box below. If you haven't already, go check out my last video that I uploaded of the cheeseburger sliders. And don't forget to
be sure to like, subscribe, share, go and follow her on Instagram and TikTok, and that all will be
in my description box below. It's okay, honey, I got it. Anyways, y'all take care and be safe in these times. And go try the recipe, and please make sure you leave some comments if you do, because I want y'all's input back on what y'all thought about them, okay? Bye-bye.